Hey everybody, today we have the Sennheiser Urbanite on-ear headphone. The Urbanite family had a pretty funny ad campaign that came out a while back. Its main competitor is the Beats style headphone, presumably the Beats Solo 2 right now. So it's a very interesting headphone. Like I said, it belongs to a family of headphones. There's an XL version that goes around the ear. There's also a wireless version now, but this is the regular old vanilla wired regular Urbanite. Pretty exciting, fun stuff for, you know, those mainstream consumer brands. It retails for around $200. But I've actually seen it online as low as $100. So that actually makes it kind of a, pretty inexpensive headphone. $100 on Amazon is really, putting this almost in a different category. But if we kind of evaluate it along the lines of $200 and the competition in that field, at least for a starting point, the first thing I'd like to say about this headphone is that it is extremely comfortable. To my head, to my ears. On-ears aren't exactly my favorite. I usually prefer a round, but this particular one on the ear, there's a nice plush velvet lining, and then the headband is basically made of this rubbery substance that seems pretty resistant to like head grease or sweat that you could wipe off. But the outside styling, on this one at least, this is the sand-colored version. It has like a canvas stitching across the outside band. All very cool touches. In the hand, it feels sturdy. The hinge specifically feels very, very sturdy as well. It flaps back and forth pretty easy. It feels robust. It looks, pretty good for $200. And there's like a nice highlight trim. So just overall, the build, the look, the styling feel like time was taking, and it's not just kind of like slapped together last minute with cheap parts. Now, for the sound on this one, we're really looking at another, like the Beats line of headphones, something that is accentuated in the bass. It's a little bit inflated. There's a little extra bump, a little extra thump, a little something extra that makes you jump. However, this particular headphone, I felt, compared directly to the Beats Solo 2, did have a little bit more of the low-end drive to it. It hit a little bit harder with bass drum beats. It was a little more thumpy, a little more do-do-do in your ear, which translates to me as being a little bit more fun. Even though it's not a neutral headphone like a lot of the audiophile ones, it did have a lot of thump and a lot of pick-me-up, kind of get going, jivey-jivey kind of music. So all those fun qualities, fun, energetic, visceral qualities to have in a headphone. The mids on this particular review sample that I received were backed off a little bit, maybe even a little bit more so than the Beats Solo 2. So they weren't quite as forward, vocals weren't quite as forward, even as the Beats were. So in my opinion, they were a little bit recessed. And then the treble kind of came out a little bit now, not overly extended like a really high-end headphone, maybe like the Hi-Fi Man 560s kind of extension, but I was not necessarily even that disappointed with the way how organic it was. For a $200 to $100 headphone, the organic kind of natural sound of treble was pretty pleasing, even though it wasn't the most extended that I've heard. So, impressive for on both sides, up and down, when it comes to the frequency response. Overall, if you're into bass heavy frequency response, this might be a really fun headphone for you to listen to. Like I said, it feels energetic. It's not neutral, not meant for studio monitoring, but if you're into that thump, this might make you something that you like. So, the other thing is it does come with a carrying bag, and it does fold up pretty easy into a smaller size, smaller footprint, so you can stick it in a bag and whatnot without having the end stick out. It also comes in a couple of different versions, but this one had a flat cable with inline media and answer calls and that thing for your cell phone. So, like the Urbanite name kind of Hints to it is intended for being mobile, going through urban environments, commutes, that kind of thing. And that, in that regard, it seems well executed as well. So, just to recap, the Sennheiser Urbanite, regular, not XL, the wired version here, and it's pretty interesting. A really kind of a fun little piece coming out from Sennheiser. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments section. Thanks for watching, guys.